Welcome to the UDigNY channel. Today we're talking about exactics. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe below to get notified on all things UDigNY. Now let's dive into this tutorial.
In this video, we will cover the emergency response role. To start a new emergency location request, go to your Tickets dashboard by clicking the Tickets menu option to the left-hand side of the screen, or by clicking on the green Go to Tickets Dashboard text on the home screen. When you're on your Tickets dashboard, make sure that My Tickets radio button is selected. The My Tickets radio button provides you with your excavator dashboard. Now click on the New button under your name in the upper right-hand corner of the dashboard. After you select New, you'll be brought to the Location Request Creation screen. First is the Contact Information section. Every web user will have contact information pre-populated into the section based on your account profile information. The fields that are grayed out cannot be altered if any of this information is incorrect. Please contact UDigNY's Web Services team to update your contact information. Fields that can be changed are not grayed out. These include alternate contact information and email. These fields can be populated with other means of contacting you, such as a cell, email, or phone number. Simply change the type of contact using the drop-down options and type in the information, like a cell phone number, that matches the type you have selected. If you select a contact type and put in the respective response, but change your mind and would like to leave the field blank, use your keyboard to delete the number or email you have inserted, and also delete the type of contact you have selected. Deleting the type of contact you have selected by using your keyboard will change the field back to type. This field can also be changed to show another email address that you would like to use for the purposes of that specific location request. Please note, both DigSafely New York and locators for underground facility owners, operators may use this information to contact you with information, problems, or questions. It is important that you keep your contact information accurate and up to date. Next is the Field Contact field. A field contact is the individual who can be contacted if there are questions related to the ticket or job site. Upon clicking on the Field Contact text box, a drop-down list of people associated with your company will appear. You can choose someone from this list or input a new contact. If you are manually entering in a field contact, please ensure that you include a phone number and email address. If the utility companies or their locators have any questions, the field contact is the person they will reach out to. Within the exactics system, you now have the ability to enter more than one field contact on your location request. To do this, simply click on the Add Additional Contact text under the first primary field contact entered. The system will generate the same list for you to choose from or give you the ability to manually input a new contact. If you select or type in a person, then decide to delete that contact, make sure you click the minus symbol to the left of the name field. This will ensure you can successfully submit your location request. If you do not do this and leave the field blank after previously having information entered, you will receive an error message when trying to submit your location request. This is the person, contractor, organization, or utility company who hired you to do the work. For example, if you are doing the work for a homeowner, you would type in their name, for example, Jane Doe. If you are doing the work for a business, you would type in the name of that business, for example, Doe's Supermarket. If you're doing the work for a utility that is a member of DigSafely New York, the system will generate a drop-down list of possible matches as you are typing in your response. New to the location request form is the Job Number field. This is a custom field that allows you to write in numbers or text to better associate your jobs, projects with the respective location requests. Next is the Work Type field. In this field, you can either select from the drop-down the type of work you are doing or you can enter a type that is not listed. You can access the drop-down by either clicking on that field or by typing in the first few letters of the work type you are doing. Make sure you select the suggested type of work by clicking or pressing Enter, Return on your keyboard. More than one option can be selected or typed into this field. Enter all that apply to your location request. For the What Type of Equipment option, you can either select from the drop-down the type of equipment you are using, or you can enter a type that is not listed. More than one option can be selected or typed into this field. Enter all that apply to your location request. You can access the drop-down by either clicking on that field or by typing in the first few letters of the equipment type you are using. Make sure you select the offered type of work by clicking or pressing Enter, Return on your keyboard. If you are planning any horizontal drilling or boring at your job site, then use the drop-down to answer yes or no. This is also a yes or no question that is answered using a drop-down. If you answer yes to this question, a pop-up will appear asking you to confirm that you'll be using explosives or blasting. If you select no on the confirmation pop-up, the field will auto-populate to a no answer on the location request creation form. As a web user in the excavator emergency role, you will also be in the excavator tickets role, meaning that you have access to submit regular legal location requests and emergency location requests. There are two ways to trigger an emergency location request. First, next to the work start date and time field, you can see the green Now text near the calendar icon. Clicking this means that you are requesting your work start date and time to the date time of submission. You can also trigger an emergency location request by changing the priority ticket type field. Use the drop-down options to select emergency from the list. Please note, if you trigger the emergency location request by using the green Now text next to the work start date and time calendar icon, your priority ticket type will automatically change to emergency. Once you trigger the emergency priority ticket type, a Confirm Emergency window will open over your location request creation screen. This window asks you two questions that are necessary to constitute an emergency location request. These questions are: is this emergency an immediate threat to life, property, or the discontinuance of vital utility? Is the crew on way or on site? You can select yes or no from the first question drop-down option. If you select no, you are not able to answer the second question. And you can either click the Cancel or OK button at the bottom of the window. Clicking the OK button will trigger a Confirm Short Notice Disclaimer window, asking you if you would like to comply with the law and change your work start date to be that of a regular legal location request. Clicking the Yes button at the bottom of this window will bring you back to your location request creation form, and the work start date and time field will default to the next legal start date based on the date of your submission. It will also default the priority ticket type to read regular. Clicking No on the Confirm Short Notice window will bring you back to the location request creation form, but trigger an error as you do not have permissions to submit short notice location requests through your online account. In your roles, you only have permissions to submit regular legal location requests and emergency location requests. Per Code Rule 753, an emergency location request must be one that is an immediate threat to life, property, or the discontinuance of vital utility. The Site Information section of the location request form is arguably the most important aspect of your location request. In this section, you will be identifying your work area on a map using one of the three different options: street address, intersection, between intersections. Let's take a look at how each of these mapping options work. The location request creation form defaults the dig site type to the street address option for mapping. The state will always be grayed out and will default to NY for New York. UDIG NY services all of New York State except for Long Island and New York City. which is serviced by the NY811 call center. If you're planning work in the 5 boroughs of New York City and Long Island, contact NY811 at 800-272-4480. The next field is the county field. Start typing in the county of the address in which your work is taking place. Once you begin typing, possible matches will populate under the field for you to choose from. If you do not know the county of the job site, skip to the street address field. Enter the address of the dig site. As you start typing in the address, a list of potential matches will appear in the drop-down, with the closest matches being at the top. The place and county is also displayed with the address and will populate those fields when selected. Once you begin typing in your address, you will notice the list of possible matches lists the addresses within a range. Choose the option that matches the range which your address exists and the place and county. The place is the name of the city or town municipality in which your job site is located or associated. The place field is automatically populated based on the street address you selected in the previous step. Please note that the place may be the municipality in which the taxes are paid to and will not necessarily be the mailing address. If your address was found, you will need to select the near streets to the address. This information assists the utility locators in finding the correct job site. A list of nearest intersecting streets will be displayed once you've selected your job site address. These choices also display how far in feet the street is from the address of your dig site. Select the near street from the drop-down. You can enter up to 2 nearest intersecting streets. As you are entering the dig site information, the mapping process will automatically start and can be viewed in the panel to the right of the location request creation form. After you have completed filling in the required information, the dig site will be displayed in blue and the near streets in red. If you are working at an intersection, select Intersection from the dig site type drop-down menu options. The next field is the county field. Start typing in the county of the street in which your work is taking place. Once you begin typing, possible matches will populate under the field for you to choose from. If you do not know the county of the job site, skip to the street address field. In this field, enter the name of just one of the streets of your intersection. As you start typing in the name, a list of potential matches will appear in the drop-down, with the closest matches being at the top. The place and county is also displayed with the street. Select the correct match. A list of streets that intersect with the road you selected in the street address field will appear in the Cross Street field drop-down menu. Select the cross street that matches the intersection where the digging will take place. If the intersection you are digging at is not found, a message will appear that states intersection not found. As you are entering the dig site information, the mapping process will automatically start. After you've completed filling in the required information, the dig site will be displayed in blue. You can define your work area by using 2 intersections. If you're working on properties or a roadway for a continuous dig, select Between Intersections from the dig site type drop-down menu. You will notice the form will change so that you can identify 2 intersections to find the specific area on the street where you will be performing work. The next field is the county field. Start typing in the county of the street in which your work is taking place. Once you begin typing, possible matches will populate under the field for you to choose from. If you do not know the county of the job site, skip to the street address field. In this field, enter the name of the street in which you plan to work. As you start typing in the name, a list of potential matches will appear in the drop-down, with the closest matches being at the top. The place and county is also displayed with the street. Select the correct match. A list of streets that intersect with the street you selected in the street address field will appear in the Cross Street field drop-down menu. Select the cross street that matches the first of your intersections. If the cross street is not found, a message will appear that states Intersection not found. Once you have identified the first intersection, you will notice your county, street address, and place has been automatically populated into the second set of dig site information needed to identify the second intersection. Simply find the other cross street to identify the second intersection. Important note: since there is a possibility that the second intersection may be located in a different place other than the first intersection, you will be required to include place information for that second intersection. Next, you'll be asked for additional work information. The first question is, are you working on both sides of the street? This question directly impacts the mapping and utilities notified. Select the drop-down to click Yes, No, or Unknown. If you select Yes or Unknown, you will notice highlighted blue dig site area on the map to the right of the location request creation form will increase in size to account for the work on both sides of the street. Then you'll be asked, are you working within 25 feet of the edge of the street? This question notifies the utilities if the excavation is within the road or within 25 feet of the edge of a street. Use the drop-down box to select Yes, No, or Unknown. UDIG NY and its member utilities recommend marking your job site in white paint and/or flags to assist the utility locators in finding the job site on a property. Use the drop-down box to select either Yes, No, or Unknown to indicate the dig site is marked in white. If the area is marked in a color other than white, please answer this question with the No response. And note in the comments field at the bottom of the location request creation form that the area is marked in a specific color. For example, work area is marked in black. The Locate Instructions field is where you can designate where in the property you are performing the work. You can either use the drop-down box to select where on the site you'll be excavating, or you may type in your own description. It is suggested to use the blank box to provide a specific description of your work area. In the Depth of Excavation field, type in the approximate depth of the excavation by entering the number in the blank box, and then use the drop-down to select either feet, inches, yards, miles, or meters. If unknown, leave blank. In the Site Dimensions field, type in the approximate length and width of the excavation by entering the number in the blank boxes, and then use the drop-down to select either feet, inches, meters, miles, or yards. If unknown, leave blank. The Comments field is for any additional information or instructions to be sent to the member utilities. For example, a map is available to locators upon request, or this is a gated community. The gate code to access the property is 0000. To finalize your location request, you can click on the Save Continue button at the bottom of the location request creation form, or the Complete button at the top right-hand corner of the form above the map. To cancel your location request at any time, click the Discard button at the bottom of the form, or the Abort Discard button at the top right-hand corner of the form above the map. Once you have verified the information is correct, you will go to the Affected Service Areas page. This page will list the member utilities that will be contacted regarding your request for underground utility locations for your emergency excavation. The Comments field will show any information you input into that field when entering the locate information on the location request creation form. Please review the affected service areas and then click on the Send Ticket button at the bottom of the screen. If you need to make corrections, you can click on the Back to Ticket button. After clicking on the Send Ticket button, the following screen will appear that confirms your ticket has been saved and provides you with a ticket number. If you provided an email address on your location request, you will automatically have a copy of the ticket emailed to that address. If you have more locates to enter, then you can click on the Create Another Locate Request button. If you are done, then click on the Close button, and you'll be taken back to a screen displaying the last location request you entered. In the Excavator Emergency role, all submitted location requests will be submitted in a complete status. Completed tickets are automatically sent to affected utilities. As a web user in the Excavator Emergency role, your ticket dashboard allows you to view tickets you have submitted and tickets assigned to you. This means that if someone selects you as a field contact, you'll be able to view this ticket and its respective utility responses. You also have a secondary ticket menu on the left-hand side of the ticket dashboard screen, in which you can use to filter based on permissions. Here you can click to view all tickets from the past 60 days, tickets close to expiring, tickets on a map using your current location, and response status of tickets. Clicking the three dots next to a ticket gives you the option to quickly view certain aspects as well as take a few quick actions on that ticket. In this role, you can use the three-dot menu to view the ticket, find all related tickets, view the utility responses, mark your work as completed, locate again, and print the ticket text. Clicking the View Ticket option in the three-dot menu will take you to the full ticket that was submitted. The View Most Recent option will appear on tickets that have more than one version. Clicking View Most Recent will also bring you to the full ticket submitted, but ensures you are viewing the most recent version of that location request. Clicking the Find All Related option will change your dashboard to only list the summary of those tickets related to each other. Again, this option only appears on location requests that have more than one version or are linked on the back end in some capacity due to an addition, correction, or damaged discovered line on a ticket. Clicking View Responses in the three-dot menu will pop up a new window over your dashboard to display that ticket's responses. Remember, the term service area is the same as utilities notified. In this window, you can see which utilities were notified, what their response is, and any comments left during their responses. If a utility has yet to respond, their row will be highlighted in yellow. By default, you are viewing the current most recent response for each service area. You can choose to show all responses and ticket events at the top of the window. This will generate an audit list on the ticket and responses. You will see when the ticket was created, any new versions created, when responses were viewed, when utilities entered responses, and more. Clicking on the Locate Again option in the three-dot menu allows you to quickly request a new markout for a location request you had previously submitted. This function will pop up a new window over your dashboard and ask you to select a new start date, defaulting to the first legal date. You can also add comments to this location request within this window. To continue, click the Save button. If you decide not to proceed, click the Cancel button. Clicking the Save button will pull up the location request and corresponding map, asking you to verify the location request. You also have the option to go back to the ticket to make any necessary changes or edits. Clicking the Above Information is Correct button will bring up the affected service area's information, giving you a list of notified member utilities. Your last step is to either click the Send Ticket button or the Back to Ticket button. Sending the ticket will give you a new ticket number, and you can view this Locate Again ticket within your dashboard. Clicking the Work Completed option in the three-dot menu allows you to remove a ticket from your dashboard. By clicking this, you are stating that you have completed the work on this location request. To add tickets that you have marked as work completed back into your dashboard view, click on the Show Completed Tickets checkbox above your ticket list. If you accidentally mark a ticket as work completed, find the ticket by clicking the Show Completed Tickets checkbox to bring all your tickets back to your dashboard view. Then click on the three-dot menu for that ticket and click Work Not Completed. Now your ticket will remain in your dashboard. Clicking on the Print Text option in the three-dot menu will generate a print window with that ticket text. Ticket text is a consolidated version of the location request form you completed. It does not include the map. When this window is generated, you can choose to change the destination of the print device. This allows you to select Save as PDF instead of sending the document to a printer. If you need additional help, please visit my.udigny.org and select Exactic Support. You can also contact your field representative or call member support at 1-800-309-8289, option 1.